Member of the National Executive Committee of the BJP, Mr. Vijay Jolly, spoke to me exclusively on his party, Indian democracy and Indian politics. The whole interview will soon be available on ITV Gold. For now, watch the excerpts. So the news that came in today, AAP managed a prestige win and the BJP did not lose as badly as was predicted. AAP has won 134 seats, 8 above the majority in a house of 250 in the MCD elections. What went wrong with BJP?
You see, elections is a people's viewpoint on the current state of affairs. I would very humbly admit we lost and the Aam Aadmi Party won 134 seats out of 250. We were relegated to the two-figure mark in the capital, whereby we had a three-figure in the last MCD polls. Certainly, people chose the best.
Very nice.
And we faltered somewhere. We need to introspect. It's the people's confidence at the grassroots level which needs to be translated into a confidence vote in favor of the ruling party. We lost, they won. I can only say and wish Aam Aadmi Party the best, but we reserve a right to oppose their politics of rumor mongering, speaking lies, giving people freebies. My hitch on the whole process is the Aam Aadmi Party led by Arvind Kejriwal wants to turn Delhi into another Sri Lanka man-made crisis. If you promise the people free electricity, free water, people are bound to get attracted for some time. But I'm sure.
So this is what happened in Delhi, you saying they were promised free electricity and they were given free electricity and free water and no bills had to be paid. Was it for some class or middle class, lower middle class? How did it go? Was there a quota for that?
You see, the freebies announced in any democracy are just distributing free toffees to the people. Gone is those socialist times when the state would sponsor everything. People have to work for it.
Of course.
People have to pay for the facilities what are given to you by the government entities, whether it is good roads, whether it is a good civic system, whether it is the drinking water which you drink, or the electricity which you burn to read in the middle of the night. And if these public utilities are offered to you as freebies, you are putting the state exchequer at a great loss.
True.
And that loss ultimately has to be borne by the people itself.
Yes.
We are opposed to that form of government.
Yes, of course.
You give the best, you try to address the people's problem, but at the same time,
They
make
have to pay
people
their bills.
to pay for it.
Of course. So since you came into politics, what kind of changes have you seen in the lives of common people?
You see, the problems of the common people have remained. They don't want freebies. They only want good facilities, facilities of communication, facilities of good transportation, facilities of good, peaceful environment, a pakka road, a 24/7, free, not free, but consistent supply of water and electricity. But I still see people struggling in various parts of the capital still, despite the best promises of the Aam Aadmi Party in the
But
last
we're not talking
three.
about Delhi, we're talking about the India as the whole, and
You
your
see,
government is in the center.
India as a whole has prospered. India is no more a nation of snake charmers. I remember the time I have been traveling all over the globe for the past 38 years. And previously, when I used to give my passport at an immigration counter in Kenya or in Uganda or in Nepal or in Bhutan or in United States, the immigration officer would ask me, which country do you belong? The moment I would say, I belong to India, he would grin his face, and with a grin on his face, he would take my passport. But I've seen the changing scenario. Now, after 2014, when I give my passport to an immigration officer in any part of the world, 7 continents, and the moment they ask me, which country are you from? I say India. They say progressive India, developed India, Modi's India. This is a big gradual change which I have experienced after visiting the globe over, not in one continent, but in all the 7 continents of the world.
But it will be always Gandhi's India. You know, he was the messenger.
Certainly, he was the father of the nation.
Yes.
He was the mentor of the Indian politics. He was the mentor of the great freedom struggle, which all hue and cry, of all mindsets, they all fought together under his peaceful, non-violent movement in India,
Yes.
through which we could put the Britishers away and have the independence in our own hand for a free will of Indian people's destiny to come forward through different 5 years electoral process, which could not happen in Pakistan, our breakaway part, which has always had martial laws, the military regimes, and also the biggest emanator of terrorism across the border into the peaceful domains of India. But India has remained strong, whether it is the Hindus or the Muslims or the Christians or the Sikhs or the Jains or the Buddhists. They have all contributed with their might to make India strong. And this is the reason why Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party, under the able leadership of Nitin Gadkari, of Rajnath Singh, of Amit Shah, and the current BJP President, Mr. JP Nadda, have got the BJP in a trim position whereby we could win the 2014 election and win again the 2019 election. And we are ready to sweep the next 2024 national elections in Republic of India under the leadership of Mr. Narendra Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Since the mention of Pakistan came, who do you think is the bigger threat? Is it Pakistan or China?
You see, for India, no one is a threat. It was Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the BJP leader and the then Prime Minister of India, who undertook a Lahore bus yatra from Delhi in quest for peace. It was again Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister who travelled to Lahore a few years ago, greeting the then Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. So India has always believed in befriending its hostile neighbors. But if
China?
Dhoklam happens, but if aggression into the Indian territory in the northeast, or particularly in Ladakh, happens from the Chinese side, India has shown to the world as well as to China that Indian political leadership, with its firm determination, is able to combat our hostile neighbors. When the Pakistan-led terrorists had affected a big terror strike in India before the 2019 elections, it was the Indian government's strong political will under the present Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, undertook the Balakot airstrikes, smashing the terrorist outfits and the terrorist camps in the Pakistan soil. This shows India still is in quest for having friendly relations with its immediate neighbors. There are no permanent enemies. There are no permanent friends in the global politics. It is always the concept, what suits India the best, what is in national interest, India will always keep on doing, whether it is in our neighborhood or whether in its interaction with the Western friends and Western powers or at the United Nations. India has always stood its ground firm, and more so ever under the able leadership of my Prime Minister, Mr. Modi.